in the homecoming parade in celebration of homecoming weekend. More on that story coming up.
The death toll continues to rise as war rages between Israel and Hamas militants. I'm Skyler Henry in Washington, where officials say getting future aid to Israel could be complicated.
And parents and children stop by for a unique show at the IAC. That and more. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision News starts right now.
From Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network Earl Hutto Studio, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello, and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for October 9th. I'm Laura Stokely.
And I'm Sarah Campbell. Thank you for joining us. Saturday morning, Trojan Nation woke up bright and early to kick homecoming off with a celebration on the square and the roads around it. Nathaniel Bliss has the story.
It was that time of year again, where people lined the streets of downtown Troy to watch the homecoming parade. This year, there was a total of 100 entries. Some highlights include the Sound of the South and 9 other bands from across the region, the fraternity and sorority floats, and the go-karts of the Alcazar Shriners. Fittingly, the parade's Grand Marshal was Mike Amos, Troy superfan and the chapter coordinator for Alumni Affairs. The parade served as a bright symbol of community and school pride.
The community, the different variety of people here today. We have someone that's never been in the parade to someone that's been in the parade for the past 47 years. So just a true community of bringing everybody together.
While the parade might be flashy, there's a lot of less extravagant but no less crucial behind-the-scenes work that goes into it. From building floats over weeks by the Greek organizations to shutting down parts of Troy to make a hazard-free route for the parade to follow and to make sure those in attendance are as safe as possible.
We have to block off streets. We work with the City of Troy Fire Department, along with the police department and Pike County Sheriffs to block off streets. We have a railroad track that we call and request that the train not run. It doesn't always work out that way for us, but it did today. Very thankful for that.
Homecoming allows alumni to come back to Troy to celebrate the school they graduated from and the memories they made while there. The parade is a further extension of that, letting those who return an opportunity to see how the school and the city of Troy has grown, with many student organizations and local businesses taking part in the festivities.
It's about coming home. It's about a celebration of the partnership between the city of Troy and Troy University and how we all move forward when we work together.
This has been Nathaniel Bliss with Troy TrojanVision News.
You may have noticed more bands in this year's parade. That was an intentional move as parade organizers worked to bring back the bands and involve local marching bands.
We now know the winners of this year's homecoming competitions. The winners of this year's flow competition was Phi Mu and Sigma Chi. Banner winners were Phi Mu and Delta Kappa Epsilon. Alpha Delta Pi and Farmhouse won the Trojan tournament. Alpha Gamma Delta and Farmhouse won the dance competition, while Alpha Gamma Delta and Sigma Chi won the skit competition. Overall, winners included Troy Compass Club, Phi Mu, and Farmhouse. Finally, the Trojan 10-time philanthropy collected nearly 4,000 items while just under $1,000 were raised from the quarter wars.
Homecoming fun stretched from downtown Troy to Troy University's amphitheater. After the parade, many parents and children stopped by the International Arts Center for painting, games, and a performance by the Pied Pipers. Saturday's fun was part of a collaboration among the IAC, ArtSpark, and Troy's Department of Theater and Dance. The main star of the show was the Pied Pipers Games and Performance. The Pied Pipers have been at Troy since 1970. They are known for the children's theater productions.
A reminder that tomorrow is Troy University's 6th annual Giving Day, a time where Trojan Nation is urged to donate to the school it loves. This year, Troy is working to raise $275,000 from 500 gifts across 35 states. Donations can be made to meet different challenges and matches. School leaders say money will be used to help Troy's colleges, scholarships, athletics, and student activities. Giving Day officially starts tomorrow morning. To donate, visit givingday.troy.edu.
Two Alabama church groups are trying to get out of Israel, where war broke out.
It came after Palestinian militant group Hamas launched unexpected missiles and gunfire.
The two groups are from St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Daphne and Shades Mountain Baptist Church in Vestavia Hills.
The group from Daphne had just started on their tour in Tel Aviv Friday morning. They plan to return on October 18th.
Meanwhile, it's unclear exactly how many St. Paul's church members are in Israel.
11 members of Shades Mountain Baptist traveled to Israel for a mission trip to remain in the country today.
It's unclear how long they've been there or where exactly they're located in Israel.
We'll have more information about the situation in Israel coming up.
The city of Mobile claims police from nearby Biloxi, Mississippi City are dropping off homeless people, sometimes after coercing them to go.
But Biloxi Mayor Andrew Fofo Gillig denies any wrongdoing, saying Biloxi is working with homeless shelters in Mobile.
He went on to say that no one has been taken against their will and that fewer than 20 people have been transported.
In June, the Biloxi City Council rejected a permanent location for a soup kitchen after complaints from residents.
Mobile is now threatening to call federal officials to investigate if Biloxi doesn't stop. Israel is at war with Hamas, striking back at the terror organization for its unprecedented and savage attack on Israeli civilians over the weekend.
The combined death toll on both sides now exceeds 1,000, and the National Security Council confirms 9 Americans are among the dead. CBS's Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
Smoke rose above the Gaza City skyline Monday after repeated Israeli airstrikes, hitting more than 800 targets in Gaza so far. The numbers of dead and wounded continuing to climb. The vengeance follows Saturday's unprecedented surprise attack on Israel from the Hamas terror organization. Hamas broke through the barrier Israel uses to contain Palestinians inside Gaza and unleashed fury by land, sea, and air before gunmen went on a rampage, slaughtering hundreds of civilians and kidnapping more than 100 people.
It seems like Israel had no clue.
Former Israeli intelligence officer Gonen Ben-Itzak tells CBS News Israel was caught off guard, and he expects Hamas will use hostages as leverage to negotiate. Hostages like Noah Argamani, hauled away screaming on the back of a motorbike. Her distraught father says he wants the government to get her back only by peaceful measures. Here on Capitol Hill, House lawmakers are in a holding pattern with that speaker vacancy. Any additional aid to Israel would require congressional approval, which could be complicated without a speaker.
The United States stands with the state of Israel.
The USS Gerald Ford carrier strike group is on the way to the region, and the Pentagon is working to move weapons to Tel Aviv as questions swirl about Iran's direct or indirect involvement.
The Israeli Defense Forces are saying the same thing. Broad complicity for Iran, no sign of any immediate direction, although this is obviously something that we're going to continue to watch very closely.
The U.S. is also working to confirm if any Americans are among those being held captive. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The big question in Washington remains: who will be the next Speaker of the House? At least 2 members have announced their bids representing 2 factions of the Republican Party.
And now former President Trump has weighed in with an endorsement. Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
There is still no permanent speaker in the House, but we know more about candidates who have their eye on the gavel. On Friday, former President Trump threw his weight behind Jim Jordan of Ohio, giving him his, quote, complete and total endorsement.
Jim Jordan, how great is he?
The endorsement could be significant. More than 70 House Republicans support Trump's re-election bid. Jordan is a close Trump ally who former Congresswoman Liz Cheney says helped him strategize ahead of January 6th.
Jim Jordan was part of the conspiracy in which Donald Trump was engaged as he attempted to overturn the election.
Jordan is a leader of the Biden impeachment inquiry and founder of the Conservative Freedom Caucus.
All I'm saying is we need to unite the conference. I think I can do that.
Also in the running, current Majority Leader Steve Scalise of Louisiana. He is a Trump supporter pitching himself as a consensus builder. Scalise is now fighting blood cancer but has been cleared to run by his doctors.
The good news is the cancer has dropped dramatically.
At the White House, President Biden said he'll try to work with any new speaker, but criticized Republican infighting that has brought the House to a standstill.
It's time to stop fooling around. House Republicans, it's time for you to do your job.
House Republicans will meet behind closed doors next week, but some think the battle for Speaker could drag on for days or weeks. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
School district Throughout the U.S. and around the world have banned the artificial intelligence bot known as ChatGPT because of cheating concerns.
But 5 high schools in Denmark are embracing the AI platform, encouraging students to use it as part of a 2-year project. CBS Ian Lee reports from London.
There's an unconventional way of learning at this school in Denmark.
Okay, what do you think? This is where you think for yourself.
Teachers are actually encouraging students to use the artificial intelligence program ChatGPT, the AI bot known for writing essays and helping kids ace exams.
Whether or not you like this and whether or not you think it's problematic, you have to realize that it is here.
They see AI-generated text not only as a tool to solve problems, but a helping hand.
You know the answer, you're better than the machine.
To better learn information along the way.
It is a misunderstanding to think that the primary goal of the school system is to detect students who cheat. The primary goal of the school system is to teach the students.
It's a nice way of using it. It's giving you a couple of answers if you are in doubt of what the text is about.
These Danish educators believe rather than banning the bot, it's best to talk about it.
It's so important to have open conversations with the students and the pupils and to allow them to do things.
Students see it as a potential personal tutor.
It's almost like a search engine, but you can be more specific with it. And it can give you more straight answers than typing something into Google.
Right now, you're asking...
While also helping to answer